in almost 5 hours of football. An insane match. Thunder, lightning, late minute equalizers, red cards, goals. Chelsea, after an insane game and a lot of emotions, are through to the last stage of the tournament. Welcome back to FFB, amigos. And we're going to talk about Chelsea versus Benfica. Don't let the score line fool you. It was insane. It was a tale of two matches, really. Actually, it was two games, 2-1. And that's really going to hurt Chelsea in the long run. So let's get into it and let's talk about it. So, first of all, when the lineup came out, again, not shocking in this tournament again, super Chelsea was out on the field. With the exception of María, one would say the strongest team out there, the strongest players in every position, even accommodating Palmer on the right. Supposedly, he's everywhere. We'll see that later and how we're going to do it. And again, when it comes to our formation, 4-2-3-1 is not how we play, but that's how they show us everywhere. I'm so excited about this game. It was crazy. I'm just going back. It's been 4 hours. I think it was like 4 hours and 40 minutes since I started watching the game. I started watching the live with Josh Avested. We'll get into that now, which seemed like a different game entirely. But the first game, let's call it, which was from minute 85 when we had the first storm break. Chelsea had this strong lineup, like I mentioned. I was pretty confident it was going to go well. And Chelsea dominated the game. They dominated for the first 20 minutes, certainly very well. Palmer was everywhere connecting. Kukure actually came in really close. I think that would have been a game-changing opportunity. He was going to hit it on his left, took it onto his right, put a curler in, and somebody took it off of the right off the line, and we couldn't score. And Trubin, although he made a couple of mistakes later in the game, the goalkeeper from Benfica, he actually did an amazing job in the first match. The first 85 minutes, he had everything keeping out of there. And we went to halftime with 0-0. And in the second half, again, Chelsea's strong, organized, but we're starting to get those vibes, right? Of like, oh no, if we're not scoring, if Palmer's taking the shots, but they're not getting in, not hitting the back of the net, we might be in trouble. We're always worried about that. But we defend better now. And to be honest, Benfica was proposing absolutely nothing. Nothing. And it wasn't until an interesting change that they do later that I'll mention, which is Velletti, which was an amazing player that, he used to be like one of the top strikers in the world, disappeared. Now I see him resurface at Benfica, and he really scared the living ish out of Chelsea in the later parts of the game, especially in extra time with his speed. And actually, I think Di Maria did him dirty. That could have changed the game completely, but we'll get into that. In any case, finally, captain, oh my captain. It's funny when I say these things because I'm starting to feel like this really was in a different match, mate. Like it felt like so forever ago. But James takes a free kick, very cheeky monkey. But again, you guys that have seen it, it looks like he's going to put in a cross, absolutely, and pretty far from goal. And the goalkeeper's not, attentive to it. Nobody notices, but you got to be smart enough and have the savvy to do that in a game, the cunning. You have to be sly enough to try that in a game. But then you need the power in his leg and the precision. Man, he put that bottom corner scraping the post with a bounce right off the ground. Amazing. And he saves our ass, to be honest. Reece James again. I have I wouldn't call him a fan, but somebody that watches the games that's actually a Newcastle fan that is kind enough to watch me sometimes and comment on my videos, and he poops all over James, saying he's done and toasted. And every once in a while in a game like this, I get a chance to send him a message. Say, hey, you still think he sucks? And they'll probably say this is a Mickey Mouse competition. Boy, are they wrong. And another confession to make, and I don't know if you guys saw this, is when the 85 minutes hit, I'm like, it's done and dusted. I'm going to take a risk here because I've been in the States and I know about the weather, how they do this. It's like lightning in 5, and sometimes it can take forever. I'm like, this game might not even happen. It'll be a very long time. I think Chelsea can close out this game and I'll tell you later why I thought that. But well, actually, no, I'll tell you now. I thought because there was only 5 minutes remaining, and I thought it had been fine. But I should have thought a little bit better because of the last substitutions that we made, um, which is the lap James and Enzo off, and we brought Gusto and Nkunku and Dewsbury-Hall on. Dewsbury-Hall gets a lot of hate, and again, he proves again today that you guys can go screw yourselves. He's actually a good player. Um, he's not Palmer. He's not a superstar, but he's the kind of bench player that you need when a game goes long, when you're playing in a smaller against a smaller team in a cup game when you need to see a game out. Maresca knows him. He's played with him for 2 years. He understands what the coach wants to do. He's a good player to bring on. Gusto struggling a little bit, and I think it's more he's betrayed by the positions and the way he's been played, but fine. And then Nkunku certainly, which I didn't want to see. So I should have known better when those changes happened that the risk was. A couple of minutes before those subs happened, Prestiani, which will be a important part of this story in a minute, misses a chance. To be honest, I think it was the best chance that they had. He should have put it away, and he couldn't. So I stopped and I made the video and I did a review. And some of you might have seen it. And if some of you did, please give me a holler in the comments. Somebody very rightfully so. I'll see if I can put up the pictures. I admit it. He's like, you dumbass son of a bitch. Sorry. Some of my fish. You you jinxed the game, and I just apologize in the comment like, yeah. You get that fan guilt of like, yeah, I shouldn't have said anything. Of course it has nothing to do with me. But I felt like I jinxed it. Apologize, killed that video, and now I'm making this one. But in any case, it was really fun to do that little gamble, and I was just sitting like this waiting, and then so I was like double excited about the match when it came back. I'm like, because I spent already half an hour making the video. I did the thumbnail, which by the way, this video is going to take forever now because I got to redo this video, and then I got to redo all the artwork and on the comments and the like description, and I gotta it's a different universe. What happened? So that stops, takes forever. We're watching. I'm hanging out. I watched it with Josh Beste. A lot of the people that were doing watch alongs dropped off. I did a huge shout out to Josh Beste last time. He shouted out on the last video that no longer is on the internet. He shouted out our channel and mentioned us. Dude, thank you so much. That was super kind. And actually, one of the people that came to hate on me had seen it on the last channel, and he said that was pretty ballsy of you to make the video before the end of the match, and it did not pay off this time, guys. So we'll see. So we come back from it, and obviously I'm super pissed because I'm always worried that we're gonna get Palmer or Caicedo or Cucurella injured or something like that, and that it can really hinder a season. But in any case, we come back and from it, and then the energy crashes actually pretty bad. When we're coming back, we're a little bit lost. We get a couple of chances. We get a little attacks. The game is a little sloppy in general, and penalty to Benfica given by who Malo Gusto. Which, by the way, do you guys speak Spanish? That name sounds insane for people in Spanish. It doesn't translate exactly, but it's sort of like bad taste. That's what it comes comes out to sound like. And look, it's not his fault. He goes up. I said it in the video. I wish I would have kept the video just for this because I've been saying in the last couple, and I said it today in the other video, is that he's really bad when a ball is pinged over him to the far post. And he goes up in the air to get it. And he obviously mistimes it. So when the header comes from the other dude, he's coming down and his hand is in the air and it hits him. I don't think he didn't mean to. I'm not sure the ball had a trajectory to there. Tell me in the comments if you guys thought it was a clear penalty. I don't know. There's times in life where those haven't been and now they are. And who knows, but fair enough. Penalty. And Di Maria, which somebody that I have a soft spot for. But today I wanted him to die. But then I remember this is like potentially, well, actually, no, I think it's his last game as a professional footballer, certainly for Benfica. So that was sad. That was nice. And he obviously scores, and that makes him, as of now, which I doubt will end up that way, the highest scorer in the Club World Cup as of right now. And that kills us, man. That kills our soul. And now, where are we going to get the legs to continue? And it's a whole thing. But the first extra time kicks off, and Palmer shoots straight at the keeper. He has an opportunity, he shoots straight at the keeper. It's one of those days, guys. He's doing a great job. He's all over, but he's in the left channel. He's on the right channel. I saw him drive back to the left wing back. He's creating all kinds of nonsense, but his shots are not finding the corners that he sometimes finds. and that's pretty rough, and that's scary when that's happening. And we look really vulnerable as always on the counter, but now with heavy legs, they're bad. And now with a couple of changes that they did that I mentioned earlier, um, we look at risk, man. And when they break, they break. And this is when I will mention something. Caicedo, I always speak of him in every video, one, because of my heritage, but also because he's a filthy, filthy, crazy, insane beast animal monster. Dude, how much did he run? How much did he was all over the place? The whole match is always, and then towards the end, we'll get into more stuff that he did. But dropping into the center back position on the counters when he was in the more advanced state position, like running past our own players to make it back to cover that center back slot, which begs the question, where the hell were our guys? But, you can expect everybody to be superhuman. He certainly is. And then we get a bit of luck because I think that's legs. Cristiani who had come in, which shouldn't have a leg problem. Maybe it's a youth and being a dummy problem. Goes on a challenge late and leaves Benfica with 10. So now he stars and really makes things really difficult for them. And then just a few minutes later, Caicedo with a ridiculous run causes all kinds of chaos and takes a shot. He has no business being where he's at, man. He's on the left inside channel running into the box to take, not the best of shots, but troubling the keeper enough to generate a rebound, which falls to Nkunku, which is like, oh no, which he does kind of the first effort, and then he's pretty sharp. That's kind of a fox in the box thing that he did there, which is he's with his back behind his back to goal. He knows that there's a defender there that is probably going to drop, on his heels to get himself wide. So he lifts the ball, puts a good lift on it, and smashes it in. I can't tell you what the hell, how much I jumped on that one and celebrated. Like, I don't know, like it was a Champions League semifinal or something. I was super excited because of the tension that was now built. One, because I really care about this cup and I want us to win. And I think it's huge for our young team to win this and the money that we get for our transfers and all this. But man, it was such a release because by this point it's been 4 hours 30 minutes since the game started. We can't win, and I already made a video. I have a lot of emotions going through. I and you guys look at the footage. You will see Maresca loses his mind. The player, the whole bench jumps up like you qualified for the Champions League final. They wanted to run on the field almost. It was insane. We managed to get a breath, and then Benfica with one player less on the field have to go for it. They get punished, and they will get punished because we got a couple of fresh legs. Dewsbury-Hall did an amazing job, in my opinion. Neto is just a filthy, filthy animal again. Him too with his stamina. We've got speed, man. So if you take that risk, we can't hurt you as long as we can finish. And boy, did everybody finish nice today. Nice, nice, nice. We'll talk about those. The first one is Neto. Caicedo with an assist. Again, not a complicated one, but he's in the right place. He recovers the ball. It was a mistake from the other team, but he's in the passage. He's doing the shadow marking. So he picks up the ball, plays Neto through, who runs at a trillion points 275, I believe to be exact, miles per hour. And he's able to just run riot, leave everybody in the dust. And a nice, cool finish at the end. Classy, sassy, Shevchenko vibes. And when he's finishing that, and then 2 minutes later, again, it's just a shambles. And Dewsbury-Hall finishes up. I can't tell you the glory, the happiness, the relief, the statement win, the fact that it's 4-1, just like we did with Betis in the last final that we played at the Conference League. So they were relentless. I saw some players, you can see that their legs were gone and were trying to do the right thing, which is see the game out. But a couple of times we just decided to put the dagger and play deep, which sometimes it's best to do that because you can lose the match by trying to control it. Certainly a team like ours, and we didn't have our A team on the field. I think it's better to go sometimes for that goal than to try to see a game out when you're not the kind of team. We're not Mourinho's Chelsea. We're probably more likely to do better if we kill off the game with another goal, given that we have the speed and they're going to give us the room in behind for the first time in the whole match. And then one little last bit of good news that I liked. I commented on Josh Aveste. Again, shout out to the man. He shouted out our channel. I'm so grateful he shouted out our channel today. Thank you, sir. We really enjoy the content. You're level-headed and you're an amazing content creator. And we brought in. I was telling him that I hate that we're starting to be the tiny team that can kill some players, and one of them Anselmino. And he was like, "Yeah, Anselmino was never going to be meant to play in Chelsea." I'm like, "That's kind of my point. If he's not going to get any minutes, and we're going to own the player, leave him on loan in Boca, which he was starting games for, or send him somewhere else, get him some football. If you want to see it from the finance side of things, he's an asset." In any case, really happy to see him come on. Really exciting. He comes in for Colwell, got a couple of minutes, got to throw on the shirt, touch the grass. So job done. Amazing passion. I think, let's see, these days people do the research that are smarter than me. If it is a record breaking match in the terms of how long it took this 5-hour game, I'm certain there will be repercussions to everybody's bodies on this. But since we're playing, I think, an opposition that we can handle some rotation for the next match, because the what Maresca's been doing lately is actually been like, put in the strong team, try to get the result, and then get the rest. I don't know if he'll have the luxury this time, and I think he might put in a couple of players to rest because they just played extra time. Caicedo, we got a huge scare when he got a knock on his knee. Hopefully that doesn't turn into a thing in the next couple of days and he can get some rest. Caicedo, without a doubt, I haven't even looked. I am sure he's the man of the match. Nkunku scored, but again, please, let's find a solution for that man and move him on. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's in it. I just I don't know what you guys think. You let me know, but I think we're done. I think we're done with Nkunku for certain. I'd rather see Margu. I don't understand why we didn't play Margu instead of him. I think Maresca does respect seniority a lot, which is why you may see Gusto instead of a Champong, or people that have been longer with the team, why you're seeing Dewsbury-Hall instead of Santos and stuff. And that one's fair game because I believe in Dewsbury-Hall. Again, not to come in and change a game, although he's done in the Conference League games and stuff. When we called upon him, he's done great. So I love that the guy is a squad player. I think he's fine, but that may explain and sometimes it's about mentality, not trying to create a culture in the team of respecting seniority. I'm not sure. Look, Benfica gave everything they had, but they didn't have much. I was surprised they didn't have legs in much of the running, except for, like I said, Belotti at the end. I said Belletti before, but I meant Belotti. Which, man, he could have killed us. And if at that point we would have gone down 2-1 or we would have tied 2-2, gone to penalties, oh, mamma mia, that would have been a little bit terrifying. In any case, technically, haters, we're in the top 8 best clubs in the world right now. As we're near the World Cup in the last 8, we are in the last 8. Now we got quarters, semifinal, and final in 3 matches. In one, I don't like saying easy games because I don't like, and I'm not gonna jinx again, guys. I'm not gonna jinx again. I'm sorry. I made the other video. I apologize. It won't ever happen again. No, it might happen again, but a game like this may not happen again. So I may not have to do something crazy like that or try something crazy. But 3 matches, one against Brazilian opposition, which we should be able to handle, and then solo El Lord knows what we're gonna get for semifinal and final. But really, if we play at the level that Chelsea are, the next match, we're in the semifinal. And we're just 2 games again and away from being world champions, completing over 100 million in prize money, which could be significant, which it might mean Osimhen coming to us, or Gyökeres, or a very strong center back, or maybe a couple of dream signings. We're not that style anymore, but let me dream. At least the fair play money. We don't have to sell I don't know, what are we going to sell? Our uniforms to ourselves next, or the goalposts? I don't know, in Chelsea for financial fair play, but it'd be huge. But excited because I know amazing matches are coming, and amazing matches have happened, and we'll do some reviews. That Dumfries story, trying to seek vengeance from the World Cup against an Argentinian. They were going to run and duke it out in the parking lot pretty much. Crazy results. This cup is very exciting. So we'll talk more about it and do some updates coming soon. But as always, even with lightning, thunder, delays, Chelsea did it. Eventually, with a lot of passion and drama, but emphatically with 4 goals to 1. Chelsea are through. Thank you very much to the players. As always, come on, you Blues.